So Tom Izzo recently had an appearance on, believe it is the Start on Sports podcast earlier this week. Really good podcast, by the way. Of course, I had to tap in to hear what my coach had to say, make sure everything is going well. But he said something that stuck out to me. Obviously, he talked about a lot of the things involving the team as far as how he's excited about his team. Guys have improved. He's really pleased. But there was one thing that stuck out to me that I wanna speak on a little bit. He said this. I say this with a little bit of arrogance, cockiness, and appreciation that we do it right here. Now, there's a couple different ways you could take that as far as though we do it right here, but Dion, I'll throw it to you first because I feel like there's a couple different ways you could take this, and there's one way that I take this that honestly had me looking at the rest of the interview with all the respect that I didn't really care anymore. So I'm gonna throw it to you first to give you get your thoughts on the bold statement by Izzo, kind of talking his talk a little bit, and then saying that the phrase I guess expand on we do it right here.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I really just want to give you the floor because I know what you're upset about. And I love that you started have to tap in with what my coach said. And then I immediately know you're upset about what he said. Um, I don't know what's right and wrong in the world of college basketball, to be fair, at this point. There's like some teams have a salary cap, others have blank checks, others have money and don't spend it. Some don't have money, they twerk for the money, don't get the money, still don't spend it. So I really don't know what's right and wrong. I will say my only take on it, then I'm gonna pass it off to you, Cart. If Jason Richardson, I guess wait, no, not definitely not senior. Jason's not named Jason, but Jason Richardson, we'll call him the original. Uh Graduated from college yesterday, and I saw a tweet that like one of the previous assistant coaches was like, yo, it's a part of our program that you also graduate from school. Um, so I mean, I guess like, by the book, Izzo does it right.
Yeah, I saw something else that was funny. Is saying that the Richardson family so upset with with how Jace was used that he decided to go get a degree from another school just to lash out a little bit.
It wasn't from Michigan State.
No, I think it was from Florida.
Oh yeah, Jackson's not going to Michigan State, by the way. That's why Izzo just never got involved with the recruitment. Once Pops leaves, there's no way the rest are going. I will say this: he went to school like 20 something years ago. Units expire for the rest of us.
Units expire by that point.
Yeah, for the rest of us, units would expire by that point. So a little hot seat, academic department at Michigan State.
Hey, I guess it's fine if it carries over. All right. So here's my take on all this. First and foremost, um, the right thing term, right? We do it right here. That's a big thing just because Michigan State does carry themselves with this culture that they try to establish, like the Spartan dog stuff, the family stuff, and how that actually helps win basketball games, and just it helps in all aspects. Like some players do resonate with the fact that they do have this very close knit type program. You see all this stuff going on. Even this past weekend, Draymond, I think it was Draymond, Raymar Morgan, Jay Nakins, Mateen Cleaves Jr., like just like eras and eras of players that all played for Tom Izzo, which is crazy because obviously Mateen Cleaves Jr. is not at Michigan State, but I know that they are recruiting him. He coaches fine. It's crazy the longevity that Izzo's been able to have and like establish that program. But here's what's the most important part to me. Last season, Michigan State went 30-7, dog. They won 30 basketball games in a year where dog, I was talking about before the season that I don't know what this team's gonna be. I really did not see it. I didn't see it whatsoever. And this team won 30 basketball games and won the Big Ten by 3 games in a conference with Purdue, in a conference where Michigan at a certain point had a chance to win the league with their two bigs and everything was going on with them. Oregon was playing well at a certain point. There was a stretch to end the year last year where Michigan State won at Illinois, they beat Purdue, they won at Michigan, they won at Maryland, they beat Wisconsin, they beat Michigan again, they beat Oregon. Like they went on a stretch run in the hardest part of the schedule where everyone expected this team to fold and not win the Big Ten. And then we flipped around and won it by 3 games. Won it easily with a breeze. Took a break. Like we did what we had to do. We even added a little salt to the wound, just busted Michigan's ass for no reason towards the end of the season. So yeah, talk a little shit. Be a little cocky about what Michigan State basketball is right now. Good time to be cocky is what I would say. You know, it's funny because I always go against front runners. I'm a big time front runner. Massive front runner though. This is good stuff. We won the Big Ten by 3 games. We won 30 games last year. They're saying that my GOAT might be washed at recruiting. Now all of a sudden, like, you know what I'm saying? We got Carlos Melo Jr., we got an Ethan Taylor visit coming up here. We're in for Josiah Jervis as well. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like I say people were saying he was washed. Look, I ain't seen Izzo recruit like this in a minute. All right, like going back to the Xavier Booker and them class, and even we saw what happened with that class, right? Like
That was what, 2 years ago?
uh, that that might have been technically. I think it's 3 years ago that recruiting class,
Well, they're
maybe.
heading into their junior year.
Yeah, so that'd be three.
Well, this would be the third year.
You know what? This is actually the worst two people to have in a mass segment. But with that said, all I'm trying to say is like now's the time to talk your shit a little bit and be a little bit cocky.
Also, no, wait, we're
What?
not.
Not a 30.
I just thought about it. Two or 3 years ago, depending on the number you look at, they had like what the best recruiting class you're discussing in recent memory. In his most recent recruiting class, he had a first round draft pick.
Yeah, but Jace wasn't that like highly recruited.
Yeah, but Izzo saw the visit.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about like just like a little bit of like actual recruiting momentum kind of wins. You know what I'm saying? Like getting top 100 guys. I mean, Jace was a top 100 guy. You know what I'm saying? But like, I feel like he developed at Michigan State a good amount, and like he also just I think outplayed his recruiting ranking a little bit.
I think he just outplayed his recruiting ranking because sitting on the bench for the first 2 months of the season, I don't know if I would call that development when he should have
Hey,
been starting.
once again, Bill's character. We build character over this
Part
one.
of the culture.
Part of the culture. But like
Izzo
yeah,
does.
the whole right do it the right way thing. Like I don't like the whole like holier than thou thing. Like oh we're gonna do it. Okay, whatever. Do it the way that gets it done. That's what I prefer. But I don't know. I like the arrogance and I like the little bit of you know what I'm saying. Puff your chest out a little bit. We're the defending champs.
One of the defending champs.
Get that Mickey Mouse ass Greg Banner in the back of his setup out of here. All right, that fluky ass Big Ten tournament run. We ain't worried about that.
One of the defending champs. Yeah, I mean,
The defending champs, respectfully.
one
Three
of
games.
I feel like it was a subtle shot at Dusty, right? Because Dusty kind of, no matter what way you cut it, top three class in the portal, and they got the best player in the portal, spent, probably not the most money in the portal because Kentucky and Louisville exist,
Yeah,
but
but I mean, we saw
they're
that CBS article. They're one of like the few teams that are in that like the gold standard. Like they paid like above 10 million or something for their roster.
yeah, like they're top 3 to 5 most spending in the country. So I feel like it was a subtle dig at Dusty, but I mean, Dusty May terrifies me. Um, he has me convinced that Elliot Cadeau might be good. So I fear him a lot. With that in mind, I mean, like you said, Michigan State did win the conference last year. So you know what I mean? Like I think Izzo has every right to talk a little shit. I mean, in my opinion, if there was a right way, he does do it. I'm a firm believer in doing things the wrong way, though, especially if it yields the best possible result. Um, so, I mean, it just depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is why we align at big get it done by any means guy, massive shortcut guy. Always looking for the easy way out, always looking for a shortcut. Like just get it done. Just get it done. Massive get it done guy. But I guess as far as like the outlook for the rest of the Big Ten this season, I guess we'll wrap this up with this. Is this something you like to see from Izzo? Like from outside looking in here, Dion, do you like if you're another Big Ten coach, are you looking at this, you're like, oh, like he's feeling himself right now, kind of.
I mean, when it comes to Izzo, I think whatever he feels and does, I'd be comfortable with if I was a state fan, right? Like you had the phenomenal recruiting class that just didn't really go anywhere. And then you had the recruiting class that no one really believed in. that had the best player, like the best recruit Michigan State's had in a long time just by end result, right? So, I mean, I think whatever Izzo touches normally turns to gold. He took the recruiting class, of Book, Fears, Carr, etc., that hasn't fully lived up to the hype. And I know Jeremy Fears fans are going to hate that I said that, but hasn't fully lived up to the hype and won the league, right? Behind a guy that came from another class that no one really cared about. And now he has all this momentum on the recruiting trail again, this year with Medlock. And like you said, he has an Ethan Taylor visit, Quinn Costello visit, I believe, as well, for
Hmm.
Grind Week, too.
Yep.
Um, like he's doing his thing, and whenever Izzo's doing his thing, regardless of what it looks like, it normally ends really well with a Sweet 16.
Yeah. Look, I'm all for it. We'll see how it goes, but I think people should be just a little bit. Not actually, no. Excuse my language, fuck it, fear us. We're here, and my coach is confident. If my coach is confident, I have no choice but to be. Um, and I say that because this is going to be funny in a week when, or not in a week, but the first week of the season when we're tied at halftime against a bad opponent, and I'm just like, oh my God, the season's over. I can't wait to overreact. But right now, I absolutely love it. Shout out to Tom Izzo. Also, shout out to like I said, I think it's a Start on Sports podcast. Go check that out. Really good Tom Izzo interview.